I'll start off. I wanted to ask you about Niara's play. She had 4 blocks today, but especially that play in the fourth quarter. Atlanta goes on a run to cut the deficit to 4 for them, and then Niara's guarding Breezy in a double team and then comes off and blocks Brittany Griner. Just what did you see on that play, and just how is that emblematic of the extra effort she was making tonight?
Yeah, I mean, you never really question Niara's effort. She always gives everything that she has to give offensively, defensively, and obviously she had her hands full. All of our posted with just how dominant they were inside, but that was a huge stop for us. I mean, her ability to get out of the double team, and I wasn't going to be much help contesting BG, so it was nice that Niara came in and kind of saved the day. But it's just a testament to all her hard work, and when she's healthy, I mean, that's what she does. She kind of moves like a guard. Like, you're able to see her bring the ball up, the way she's able to get out of those pick and rolls and move. She's just so quick and explosive as a post player, and it helps us on both ends.
Seb, over the past 2 years, this team has now won 3 games where the other team has at least 16 more free throw attempts than them. So the rest of the league only has 3. So what can you say about what can you say about a stat like that? How does it define this team's culture, and what does it say about the grit, determination, and identity of this group?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we don't have to keep getting in these situations, but I think it just shows a group who's kind of just hard-nosed and doesn't really let the officiating get to us. I mean, we've never complained about the officials, the foul count, and I think that's something we pride ourselves on, like in this locker room, is not pointing the finger at anybody else and understanding it is what it is, and you got to just find a way to win. And that's kind of out of your control. Like, what the officials call, what they don't call is out of your control. All you can do is try and put yourself in the best position to succeed, and I feel like we really played through it tonight. Understanding, obviously, there was a huge foul discrepancy, but we never let that, be the reason why we're sitting here in media now and just, talking about the refs. Like, it's not about them. It's about us, and wanting to find a way to be able to play through it, and at some point, hopefully, we'll be on the other end of it.
Sabrina, you carry like a heavy scoring burden for this team, obviously, but on a night when maybe the shot's not going or falling for you, for Leo to kind of step up and be as efficient as she was, have a career night like she did, I mean, how much relief does that give you to kind of know, like, okay, even if I'm not having my night, like, there's so many other people that can step up?
Yeah, I mean, that's how the makeup of this team is. It's like anyone's night, at any point. And obviously there in the fourth when I got in, they were like sending 2 to me, and Tosh got an open layup, Leo got an open layup. Like, understanding there's some games where I just have to use my gravity to be able to open up the floor for someone else. And it's not about me and what the scoreboard says, but it's just about us, and understanding if they're going to try and deny and send to the ball and not let me get any looks, someone else is going to be open. And for me, I'm always super happy when I'm able to see that, because it's just great for our team. Like, it gives other people open looks and an opportunity to be ready and stay ready. And Leo and I think everyone, honestly, who came in and contributed, like Marine came off super aggressive, and KB hit a huge 3 for us, Niara hit a huge 3. Like, I think everyone just kind of was able to get into a rhythm because they had open looks.
Oh, go on. Yes, of course. You seem to add something every season. You've always been a fantastic passer and had vision. This season, the bounce pass off the dribble, is that something that you've paid attention to or worked on, or the timing and synergy with your teammates, in particular with Stewie, too?
Yeah, I mean, I think, like you said, passing has always been part of my game, but I'd say, like, the level of difficulty that I'm able to get these passes off, I think last year I wasn't really doing it as consistently as I have been this year, like understanding out of a double team, out of a trap, out of transition, the no-look passes that I'm able to get to. I think I had one with Stewie and Niara, tonight, is just helping, like, our team in general. And for me, I think it's that understanding of how effective I can be as a passer, and being able to kind of take accountability of knowing, like, I want to put my teammates in the best position every single night. And obviously scoring's great, but I'd say my passing ability is always something I've been able to hang my hat on, and obviously I think was able to do tonight as well.
Sabrina, what did you think was the turning point that sort of, changed everything for the group?
I mean, Leo's back-to-back threes were huge, but I'd say on the defensive end, it was we got stops, and that was the biggest thing. I would say, like, the way that Izzy was fighting and trying to, one and done and not letting him get second chance opportunities. But Leo's threes were huge. Marine's three was huge after, and then they called a timeout. So all these kind of plays in turn is a huge momentum shifter. And then you're able to see the crowd, like it was really loud and maybe startled them a little bit. And for us, it was like we used that energy to our advantage because the crowd was super in it and helped us tonight.
How much do you feel like you guys really needed a win like today that, it wasn't a pretty first half, but the way that you were able to make a total 180 in the second half and pull out a really gritty win?
We're trying to get as many wins as we can until we get JJ back. Every one of these wins is super important. Obviously, Atlanta's a great team and a tough matchup for us when we don't have our big, in JJ. Like, we knew it was going to be tough. Obviously, their plan was to get into the paint. Like, they knew how they could beat us and how that was going to be really effective for them. And, at halftime, we kind of came in understanding, like, this is their game plan and we got to be able to take them out of it. And so to see how quickly we were able to adjust, and, Izzy, Niara, Stewie, KB, like, fought really hard, in order to get those stops. And this is a huge win for us against a really good team.
A few more?
Sabrina, sorry. Tonight is obviously sneakerhead night. There was a big Sabrina 3 activation. I wanted to know if you got a chance to go check out the activation, and will you be debuting them on All-Star Weekend?
I wasn't able to go up there. I think it would have been a little dangerous. But I sent my family, and they went up there. I got so many pictures before the game of everything that they were able to do. And I think it's really cool to be able to, like, do it in your arena. Like, I've never been able to kind of be a part of that. It's always like you got to go out, do it at a Nike store. But I would say it's been really cool to see, like, us commit to being able to do it here in front of our home crowd. Obviously, every time I'm signing autographs, taking pictures, like, the fans have my shoes and are supporting me, and that means a lot to me. And so kind of being able to bring that side of something that's so important to me here at home means a lot. So hopefully I can just reminisce on the pictures that I saw. And I'm not sure the exact date yet. There's a whole, like, rollout and plan to when I'm going to be bringing them out, but definitely very soon here because they launch very soon.
Sabrina, Sandy told us that when you guys all met during halftime, she sort of said, "We are winning this game." I guess I'm just curious how much of a help that was and why you think that was an effective, tactic when it comes to just, her leadership as a coach.
Yeah, I hope she could say that every game and it just happens because that would be really nice. But I think it was just the belief in knowing we were going to make the adjustments that we needed. And I think that's kind of a huge emphasis in halftime is obviously we haven't been great in the third quarter, but I think in the last few games you've been able to see a shift in how we've come out in that second half with making the right adjustments. And obviously having a coach when you're down, I don't know what we were down, 13 at 11 at halftime, come in and just have that belief, like, stay steady, stay composed, like, we're going to win this game. And for us, obviously, like, we knew we were as well. Like, that was from the tip. We were talking about, wanting to come out here and win these games at home because it's huge with, the crowd behind us, and we never take that lightly. So obviously we know she believes in us and, kind of continuing to stick with it and weather the storm through these last few games.
Sabrina is someone who had.
Sabrina, midway through that second quarter, you guys go down 19, and it feels like the tech on Tosh almost galvanized the group a bit. It's important to cut that deficit to 11 at half, so that's a bigger. It's not as big of a hill to climb. How much does this team lean on each other? And for you were the one that was frustrated about that non-call, but to have Tosh on the bench, have your back, and really be in the ref's ear, how much does that help the team kind of lift up in that moment?
Yeah, as soon as she got the tag, I knew it was going to turn for us, just because we kind of had that, like, energy that we needed. And I think for us, our goal was to try and get it under 10 before half, but being able to see how much we were able to kind of cut the lead going into halftime, the momentum kind of shifted our way, and I think that's huge. Being able to just play through the entire quarter, and obviously when you're down 19, it could go one of two ways. You can keep building yourself into a bigger hole or try and get out of it before it's too late, and really happy to see how we kind of all stuck together and were able to have that momentum shift our way pre-halftime.
Thanks, Seb.
First of all, congrats on the win. Coach Brundell said in the locker room that, we're going to win this game. So what do you mean to have that faith? And how did you as players have that faith that you were going to pull this one off?
Yeah, I think for Sandy to kind of have that kind of confidence, especially at halftime when nothing seemed to be going our way, was motivating for us. And we knew, like, third quarters aren't typically our best, and we wanna start to change that narrative a little bit and really pick up the defensive intensity. And I think making them call the first time out, like moments like that, you could tell the momentum was shifting in our favor.
Over the past 2 years, this team has now won 3 games where the other team shoots at least 16 more free throw attempts than them. The rest of the league has only 3 combined.
Yeah.
So what does a stat like that mean to you? What does it say about the grit, determination, and identity of this group?
I think, what it says about this team is that we play through it all, and that's really, we're focused on our job, and the rest of that, like the refs and everything like that. Listen, you can't tell me the fouls in the fourth at some point were like 7-0. Like, that is bananas to me, but we're going to continue to get downhill, continue to keep attacking and play through it. Like, there's nothing we can do except be ourselves. And what an interesting stat. Send that to the league. I don't know.
Stewie, the lineup in the third quarter when you were playing the point,
Yeah.
what was it about that group that worked so well?
Yeah, I think what worked so well is the ball was really moving. It wasn't stopping, and players were playing with confidence. Marine, Leo, KB, getting downhill, getting into their shots, and Izzy was kind of the glue behind it all, especially defensively, just really getting to be in the right position at all times. And we were pushing the tempo. We knew we were trying to make a run and getting active defensively and getting out into offense.
You said after the last game or joked about like Leo was sick and tired of everyone telling her that she needed to shoot more.
I know, look at
clearly
it.
look at what happens
Look
when
what
she,
happens.
yeah. But for her to have a night like tonight, especially on a night when like Sabrina's shot maybe isn't falling, just how much of a huge lift is that for you guys?
No, Leo being confident is huge for us, and really was throughout the entire game. But I would say she became, I don't know how many shots she shot in the first half compared to the second, but it seemed like she shot more in the second. 6, and she made
6 or 6.
Yeah. Oh, so she was really shooting him in the first. Well, I told her she needed to shoot more, honestly. So
So are you taking credit for like this surge?
no, but I think she likes it when I pass it to her, so she shoots it when I give it to her. So I like that.
What did you like about the interior defense in that second half? It's just not only just trapping the ball there, but having the rotation, the communication, just to stop those secondary actions.
I mean, listen, Atlanta's tough, and you guys know they scored 60-something points in the paint the last time we played them. We knew that that's going to be a point of emphasis for them, especially with JJ out, and we wanted to be prepared for it, make it even harder for them. I thought, the bigs did a great job down there just fighting and battling, and inside-out game of when they're trying to pass it in. And one of the big kind of keys that we talked about in halftime was showing film of when they put the ball over their head, press up into them, make it really difficult for them to pass. And I feel like we got a few of those where they couldn't get the ball out.
Yeah, my question was also about defense. Two-part. First, what do you think is the defensive potential of this team? And then the second one is, when you guys were really clicking on defense, there were a lot of shot blocks without fouling. What helped you be able to defend without the foul?
Yeah. I think our potential for this team defensively is to be probably one of the best, in the league, and hopefully, one of the toughest that people have seen in a long, long time, with just our versatility and our ability to switch, but also recover. When players get beat and things like that, getting back into the play, finding help side, really kind of going on a string. And we have moments of it, we have spurts, but it's just about chemistry and feel to have that backside be so smooth. And as far as the blocks, just trying to make tough contested plays. Niara had a huge block on BG that kind of saved us, and she just didn't give up. Just continued to have our hands up to make sure that we get off the floor because of the verticality and things like that, and then make a play on the ball.
We game today where both you and Sabrina don't shoot to where you're used to.
Yeah.
The rest of the team shoots 20 of 39, over 50%.
Yeah.
Just in this stretch without JJ, how is today a good example of that growth that you've seen from all these players that are getting used to new roles or bigger roles?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was amazing, just the way that people were being confident. You know, whether it was like KB with the corner three or Marine or Niara hitting the three, the top of the key, like take what the defense gives you. And if they're going to sag off and stuff like that or go under, like you have to take that shot and you practice it and you make it all the time in practice. So why not now? And that's something that's going to really kind of carry for this team is just building the confidence from, you know, the starters to the bench and knowing that whenever they come in, they're going to be ready.
4-0 this season when you guys get a double-double. So just leading off with that. But obviously a sneakerhead night tonight, and I saw you pull up with the Stewie 4s, the Harry Potter. Last season we spoke about those. I know you said 2 years out for production. Can we just speak about those, the Stewie 4s real quick, and congratulations on those.
Yeah. Always cool to wear a new sneaker on sneaker night or sneakerhead night or whatever it is. And my Harry Potters are something that I'm really proud of. You guys know, like, I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. But one is white because that's Hedwig, and one is green because that's Nagiri, like the snake. So, like, the owl and the snake, and the details behind, like, the good and the bad a little bit. So, yeah, I like them. Hopefully everyone else likes them, too.
Stewie, going back to the question on the bench players, when Marine was subbed out for the first time, I think in the first half, she sat right next to you and you immediately had something to sort of share with her. What was sort of the idea of what you were trying to tell her, and how much did you think that helped?
Probably not that much because I was just asking her what she was trying to say to me in the middle of the game. But I feel like for Marine, it's just constantly like uplifting and giving her confidence and knowing how much we need her. And, you know, I think in the first half she kind of had maybe a short stint on the court, but then throughout the third, like, she came in and was productive. And that's the type of player that, you know, we know she can be, is when her number calls, she's ready and she's constantly attacking and getting downhill.
One more Leo question, if you don't mind. But Sandy called her one of the best pure shooters that she's ever seen, and Leo obviously takes a lot of pride in her defense because that's something she can control. She can't control always when the ball goes in the net and stuff like that. But I guess I'm curious, like, what work does she put in behind the scenes that we can't see, like, into her shot and into, like, what's made her so confident?
Yeah, I think she's working out with Zach. Like, Zach is her kind of workout person, and pre-practice they're constantly in the gym and working on new things. But also, like, Leo has a bag that's deeper than just like a 3-and-D player, and you're starting to see it, especially in these past 2 games when she takes the nice opportunity and really gets downhill, gets to the basket. But for Leo, it's all about confidence. You know, she's a young player. It's only her second year in the W, which is crazy because the way that she plays. But really excited for her to just keep building on it and, like, consistently, like, making sure that teams are having her at the top of the scouting report all the time.
Because, like, every game, I'm not gonna make every 3-point shot that I attempt, you know. So I have to be able to attack the basket, make sure when I do attack the basket that my teammates are gonna be open to make those open shots. And MJ, Leo did a really good job of that. So knowing that when I attack, the defense is gonna suck in, and then that was my time to kick it out. And like I said, my teammates make those big shots in those moments.
How comfortable are you in those positions, just staying on that? Because, you know, not only you, Stewie, as well as, you know, Marine also had 4 assists as well. So just, you know, how comfortable are you staying in that, you know, point forward role? And just talk about that for
No. I love those moments where I'm able to basically go 1 through 4 because I've been basically doing that my whole life. It started from high school. I was playing 1 through 5, so being able to do it at the greatest level of basketball, it's a lot of fun. And then especially making just those big moments and when the time really counts, you know. So credit to my teammates for just coming back with a win, getting those stops on defense, and then just, like, playing together, you know. So.
KB, what do you think worked so well about that lineup where it was Stewie at the 1, you were there, Leo, Marine, and Izzy? What worked so well there?
I think it was just like our ball movement. I've mentioned it 1,000 times how if every single person touches the ball on the offensive end, then we always get a great shot when it goes from one side to the next side, second side, third side. Like, we always get a good look, and I think that's what happened. And then once we did that, we got some stops on the defensive end, and we were able to create on the offense. So it was just those moments.
A few more? Good. Okay, before the game, there was a younger person in attendance with a sign that said...
I saw that, I didn't see that until after the game. JK, he texted me a photo. I was like, wow, if I would have saw that, I probably probably would have got emotional because that means a lot, you know. That's what this game is all about, just inspiring the youth and just showing that little girls can be in this position one day, like if you just believe and just work hard and just, you know, just being positive, you know. So it was pretty cool to see.
And then kind of to follow up on that, just knowing that you left this impact on the younger generation of New York, because even though you're from Cali, to know you left the
I
mark
know,
across the coast.
way across the coast. But yeah, I mean, it means a lot. Like I said, I just want to inspire the youth because they're our future, especially in this league. So it's a beautiful thing to see.
Kennedy, Coach Brondello said that in the locker room at halftime. She said, "We're winning this game." What does it mean to have that faith despite such a dire first half? And how did you guys have faith as players to fulfill that prophecy?
No, I'm glad she said that because the first half, that doesn't exist anymore. Like, when we come into the game, the second half, the score is 0-0. And we came in with that mentality, and it changed the game, basically.
Finish with Miles.
Kennedy, we chatted yesterday about the points in the paint, and the last time you guys saw them, 62 from Atlanta, and today just 32. Lots of double downs on their bigs, and lots of scramble defense and recovery. What do you make of the effort, just kind of to play through each other and to play with each other and stay so connected at that end?
Yeah, it started with our practices that we had a couple of days ago before this game, and we really focused on three-quarter fronting the post and making sure that if they do get inside, we have to make it really hard for them. And we just did a really good job of like following that scout that the coaches made. And it showed. Like, even though we did struggle in the first half, but the second half we really like turned that switch around, just digging down deep and making sure that we were making it tough for the post players.
What did you think was the turning point of this game?
I think our intensity, our defense in the second half was much better. Like, Sandy was kind of mad during the halftime, and we understand it was not really our first best start, but I think with our intensity and defense, I think we did a good job in the second half.
When you were subbed out in the first half, I saw you sat next to Stewie and she was telling you something. What was she telling you, and how did that help your performance in the second half?
We just talk about something in defense that happened when I was on court with her.
Sandy called Leo one of the best pure shooters that she's ever seen. What do you think of Leo when she's hunting her shot like she was today? And I mean, just to have a crazy efficient night on a night when, Sabrina was a little off, and how much of a lift that was for you guys?
I feel like everyone is really happy when Leo is playing like that. I feel like every night she's just doing a great job, but she's also doing the dirty job. So yeah, tonight, seeing her get shots and be comfortable on court was really good for us, and I hope that it can be like that every day for her because it was really great.
There was 12 assists between Stewie, Leo, as well as KB. Just talk about what it's like to have 3-point forwards on your team that are able to just distribute the ball like they do.
Well, we had to play big tonight because of Atlanta's team, and we all know that they are just great players, and we also talk about that during film, when we move the ball side to side, we are really efficient. So I think it was thanks also to them that we had a great run during the second half.
Ross?
What's it like for you to have Coach be so encouraging for you to be aggressive, and where do you try to seek the opportunities to do that in the game?
I feel like Sandy is always talking to me, to stay myself and stay aggressive on court. It's not easy every night, but her talking to me and putting me in some situation and some moment on court when I can be aggressive and stay true to myself. I think it's just something good, and it's not like that every time, on every team. So it's really nice to have someone who has confidence on me, with me. I don't know how to say.
With you, perfect. We'll go to Jackie, Francois, and then finish with Jeff.
Maureen, what do you think worked so well about that lineup where Stewie was at the 1, you were at the 2, Leo, KB, and Izzy? Things just seemed to look much cleaner on offense and defense when that lineup was together.
Yeah, well, like I said, we had to play big tonight. Stewie being the guard, like the point guard, is something also that we had like in the past, and I think it's something good that we can use. And just like in defense, like we all know that they can switch. Like it will be like a group of switch, like we said, and so it pushes us in defense, and we have like that, like some good offense because we can run the floor also.
And you scored when that group was out. I guess just why do you think that group set you up for success?
Well, I feel like everyone is just like really pushing me to shoot the ball and stay aggressive. So I think just the dynamic on court was really good during this moment. And yeah, I think it was a good run.
Could I ask in French?
Yeah. Yes, please.
Bonjour, Marie. Je voulais vous demander par rapport à votre rôle dans l'équipe, on vous sent plus en confiance maintenant dans le jeu et il y a l'air d'avoir beaucoup plus de systèmes pour vous aussi pour prendre vos shoots. Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire pour vous de prendre confiance comme ça et de pouvoir avoir un rôle plus important en attaque?
C'est vrai que cette année, même en sortant du banc, il y a Sandy qui me fait beaucoup confiance. Je vais avoir par moments quelques situations pour moi où ils vont essayer de me chercher pour que j'ai un tir ouvert. Donc c'est dans ces moments-là où je dois rester en confiance et pas avoir peur de prendre mes tirs. Donc ouais, c'est une année aussi particulière pour moi. Donc j'essaye d'apporter un peu en sortant du banc.